Good afternoon, Professor Hiram. I would like to start my discussion about the life skill assignment that continues to discuss the case of Fertilife Company. We're talking about an American company who outsourced its labor to Mexico, where labor cost is obviously much cheaper and environmental regulations way weaker than in the United States. They offered the Mexican owner a certain amount of money and, without any signed contract, promised that they would keep the management team and employees in their same positions and with the same benefits. Soon enough, the Mexican managers were replaced by American ones, and the employees started to be mistreated. They started being treated almost like slaves. They were forced to stay in quarters throughout the week, and later the situation became worse because they started getting sick due to certain practices, fertilizing techniques that the company was using on their backs pretty much. And on top of everything, the male managers, American ones, started showing inappropriate behavior to the female employees at the company. All this started raising international concern, and right now the situation of the company it's critical. The image of the company is completely damaged, and it was assigned to me to try to recover. First of all, analyze the situation, the reality of the company at the moment, and then I've been asked, or better say challenged, to come up with a plan to save the company's reputation and fix the workers' reality. Well, let's identify the problem first. All the violations that Fertilife management team has incurred, and from there I will try to design a recovery strategy. The situation looks really bad, as I was saying, for the company. Discrimination is one of the biggest issues here. Mexican executives were depowered to allocate Americans. At this point, the owner was really naive, believing that in promises with any contractual agreement. The Mexican managers would stay in the same position with the same benefits. That is what it was promised, but it didn't happen this way. And in my first life skill assignment, I do go back to one of the philosophical approaches to explain about basic trust and contractual trust, which is what should have happened right here. Then, as a result, the American executives became decision makers. Mexican employees were discriminated, and worse than that, exploited to the point that it became a risk for their health and life. Last but not least, female employees are being victims of sexual harassment. As a result, the company is in the spotlight of the international opinion and environmental and human rights organizations. Solutions. Well, the only way I see to try that we can save this company image is a complete restructuring of the organization. Management needs to be replaced since they are violating every rule, ethical or of another kind. Management team has to be a mix, has to be heterogeneous, a mix of Mexicans and Americans, since it is in the interest of both to run this company. And also it has to be a mix of it has to be based on meritocracy. First of all, who gets there has to have a background that is honorable, and the people who are part of the management team have to be really capable. And this team has to include all the minorities, including people from different races and sex and age. That's according to most of the rules for most of the companies nowadays in developed countries. So it should happen the same way in, in Mexico. The new management team and human resources department must have as a first priority to improve the workers' situation. First, all the employees who have gotten sick must receive compensation for the damage caused to their health. Second, the company should grant health insurance with high coverage to all its employees, since working with fertilizers could be a dangerous task for them. And the company needs to make sure that every precaution is taken in order to keep the workplace a safe environment and comply with every regulation of the new location. They need to adapt to the new environment, and they've been failing to do this for all this time. Uh, Employees should be granted all the necessary protection and training they need in order to reduce the risk of getting sick. Regarding female that were victims of inadequate behavior by male managers, these managers have to be fired on the spot. I don't think this is acceptable at all. They were also leading every other violation, so there is no room for this type of people in this new image of the company. And the new management team is going to have representation of women, which is important, and it's going to follow ethical rules. Therefore, there must be a very well thought and reviewed code of ethics that reflects the new culture of the company, their vision, mission, as well as the legal, ethical, and environmental regulations that need to be followed in order to identify when the rules have been violated and what course of action is to take. It's going to be a big challenge to save the image of this company after so many violations, and at the same time keep it a profitable industry. But at this point, this is the only solution I see. Either they spend or invest any amount of money, time and effort necessary in trying to compensate the employees for damages and change the organization culture for good, or the company is going out of business as a result of the local and international pressure. So this is my analysis. I invite you also to review Life Skill Assignment 1 so you can connect the philosophical approaches I explained on that one. But well, I hope you have enjoyed my discussion, and I'm looking forward to see the feedback. Thank you so much.